My name's Cotter. I'm an archaeologist. I did my studies in Cork in the 70s, and I worked as an archaeologist throughout my working life. The job that I enjoyed most was working on the Aran Islands in the 1990s as director of the excavations at Dunengasa. It took an overview. You know, a lot of archaeology isn't research-based. You go where the things are being disturbed. So this was a chance to look at all the excavations that had taken place, all what we knew, identify the gaps, and then address them with some projects. And the Western Stone Forts project was one of those. You know, the Western Stone Forts, Dunengasa, the other forts on the Aran Islands, Greenall, Alloch and Donegal, Stag, very well known monuments, but actually very little known about them. You know, most of what was regurgitated in the popular literature was from the 19th century antiquarians. So the Western Stone Forts was set up to look at really, you know, basic questions. Who built them? Why? When were they built? The excavation began in 1992. Excavating, you know, it's challenging anyway, but on an island, it's even more challenging because almost everything you want has to come in. The people have to come in and work. You've got the original hill fort built around 1000 BC, and the last people lived there around 1000 AD. So you're talking about 2000 years of people moving the same soil, digging into it, putting things on top of it, taking it away, putting something back. So the layers can be quite mixed up. The results of the excavation were unexpectedly rich. You know, one of the most extraordinary things, I think, was the amount of personal adornments, beads, amber from the Baltic, probably traded, exchanged for something. Lovely blue beads made with, you know, quite sophisticated makings. At the end of an excavation, really 4 years of digging in the season, what you have is the data. And then you go to the labs and back to the desk. I have one of many favourites in the finds, and it's a tiny little pebble with fossils in it, picked up on the shore. And somebody looked at it and thought, oh, you know, I could work on that, make a bead out of it, perforate it and make a necklace. And there it is, you know, over 1000 years later, and it's just wonderful. And it's a bead you could wear today. You get a sort of an insight into what they liked to embellish themselves with, I suppose.